Hey, what's going on, guys? This is Specialist Garvin doing an update video from my last video, letting you guys know as prior service what my experience was or is as a guy coming back in after a certain amount of years, going back into the United States Army as active duty. Falling back from my last video, I'm prior service. I did 12 years in the United States Army, active, National Guard, reserves. Now I'm back active again to finish out, the 7 years or whatever so time I got left as far as just to retire or whatever. Just give you a run through of everything that's going on. Currently, right now, I am back in New York. I'm on Christmas exodus. I am 3 weeks away from graduating from basic training again. I give you a rundown on how my experience was or is as a prior service military or Army guy, whatever. I'll tell you straight up, it's been more mental than it has been physical. Physical aspect is still going to be tough because like my knees are taking a toll, but it's not as if it would have been if, when I was 18, 19-year-old coming in the 2010, 2011 era or whatever. I would say the physical aspect is a lot easier than it used to be, because I remember back in the day, I had to ruck around with, when I did on ruck marches and stuff like that, I would have to ruck with my full kit on and this, that, and the other, my weapon, the guide on, and maybe my crew serve weapons and stuff like that. Nowadays, it's basically tailored to, I guess, physical fitness. So it's more, I'm just going to put it like this. You're not rucking with anything other than your flick, what they call it, the tap system now. Your tap system and your, and essentially your rucksack. Your ACH is inside your ruck. Your weapon, obviously, you're still holding it or whatever, but it's more tailored to, I would say like the military is more woke than it used to be. I'm a lot more woke, actually. There's a lot of things that I'm going to explain in this video that's going to be a little bit like, what the fuck? In some of you guys' mind, and there's going to be in some of you guys' mind, you're going to be like, oh, that shit sound easy. I might rejoin. It's based off your own experience and your own mentality, how you want to take it or whatever. But I'm not going to basically sugarcoat anything. I'm going to tell you how it is or whatever. So I left October 16th, 17th, whatever, to Fort Moore, Georgia, which is formerly known as Fort Benning. I got there on the 17th. I got to 30th AG, from the airport to 30th AG. As soon as the drill sergeants identify you as prior service, they treat you like different compared to the new trainees. They give you like certain tasks and leadership roles that are just like, all right, listen, you're prior service. I don't really expect anything out of you too much. Just be in the right place, right time, right uniform, the whole rundown. So when I got to the airport, they essentially just told me, hey, line these soldiers up. Make sure that, they're maintain a discipline, a low roar, this, that, and the other. When we get to Fort Moore, your task is essentially just to just sit by and wait. All these soldiers are going to get the rundown. They're going to get the full, day zero experience. You guys as prior service, I want you guys to get off the bus and basically go meet it with the rest of your prior service guys, which essentially everybody was sitting on the bus. So if you've been to Fort Moore before or Fort Benning, like the 30th AG, those brown benches, they're still there. You still sit down. You still wait. It's nothing normal, nothing different. It's the same normal shit. You wait till basically a drill sergeant or a sergeant comes and basically say, hey guys, let's go get your PT gear, your sneakers, this, that, and the other, all the kit that you need for the first days of process or whatever. We did that. We wound up getting attached to HAC barracks, which is the prior service barracks. You attach with all the rest of the prior service members that's going, either to OCS or the armored school, or they're going to infantry school, or they're going to OCS, and then what is it, special forces, the special forces candidates and stuff like that. So we're all attached in the same barracks or whatever, and that was probably like the best experience I've had since I came back into the military or whatever. These guys know their shit. Like, it was never a moment when I was in the HAC barracks where I was like, I hate this shit. I'm gonna go home. I actually had a really good time at HAC. With the drill sergeants, the cadre. No, well, not the drill sergeants. I'm sorry, the cadre that was there, because we really didn't have to experience anything with drill sergeants until ship out day. Ship out day was basically a week after that. During the whole reception phase, you had to get our shots. We had to get our uniforms. We had to get our boots, all that crazy stuff or whatever. But that's normalized. Like, that's normal shit. It wasn't until we actually got to our basic training unit when the drill sergeants. So if you're armored and you're Delta, you're 19 Delta, you're going through what they call the Dunder Run. The Dunder Run that consists of like your first. How do I say? It's basically your first banner or streamer event. As soon as you get off the bus, consists of like the history of the armored and the armored and 19 deltas of their history or whatever, and you're running through and you're holding all these material up, like MRE boxes and fuel cans. They had fake M4s. They had it was something light, but at the same time it was just like, if you haven't worked out in a long time, your ass is you're gonna hit the ground. Like we hit the ground running. Now, when we got to our basic training, because after that we had to march to our barracks, which seemed like it was an eternity, but it was really right down the road. Like I said, being physically fit, going back into basic training, I would highly suggest you guys to work out on your own and do everything you need to do to get yourself right. Do a little running, do a little rucking, do some push-ups, and sit-ups and all that crazy shit is really not needed anymore, because that's not the ACFT. That's what they call the PT test now, is the ACFT, not the APFT or whatever. So the ACFT is what they're really focusing on and stuff like that. And then you can do your own research on that. It's not that bad. It's, in my opinion, as a 33-year-old guy that's been out for a couple years or whatever, going back into active, I passed both diagnostics, the one diagnostics, and I passed my first PT test. I'm in blue phase, so I missed one PT test due to the fact that I went to sick call and they put me on profile because my knees needed to be rested because of the ruck marching that we did or whatever. But that was, the medical professionals looking out for me. They look out for, and for more in particular, they look out for the prior service members a lot, because we have a history. It's in our documents that's saying, hey, listen, this soldier has no cartilage in his knees. Like, he needs to rest, whatever. In my case, that's my case. So, no cartilage in both my knees, and I needed to rest or whatever. So they took, they looked out for me. They gave me a weak profile, and I was good to go. Like, I got cleared right before we went on our Anvil ruck march. Was a 7.5 ruck march or whatever, and we went down the stairway to heaven. I can say that shit beat my ass. When I tell you that shit beat my ass, it beat my ass. But that soldier mentality that's still inside my head basically kept me driving. You never forget what you rejoin the Army for. Like, that's my best advice to you. I'm going to tell you straight up. Never forget what you joined for, because that's going to be a driving point. That's going to be a pivotal point to do everything that you're going to continue doing, because this whole experience has been more mental than it has been physical, because the whole woke military thing in the Army has kind of like fucked up my head a little bit, because drill sergeants aren't the same. The whole mentality of the Army, basic training isn't the same. Just everything in general that you used to. If you came in the 2010, 2011 era or before, everything has changed a lot dramatically. It seemed to me, and I'm only speaking from experience, and I'm not going to say that they're scared, but it seemed to me like the drill sergeants are more timid on what they say and what they do now, because everybody's scared of getting reported and stuff like that. So there's a lot of things that you're used to, the mechanism that you're used to seeing, like from a, like me in particular, a specialist with 12 years experience, talking to a private, letting them know if they're undisciplined, I'll say, you're an undisciplined fuck. Like, get your shit together. Don't do that. Tell you straight up, don't do that, because the drill sergeant's going to let you know, like, that's not your job. That's not their job. It's to, they're going to get weeded out eventually anyway, so don't even waste your time on it. They have to. I'm so seasoned, and so, like, I don't want to say I'm disciplined, like I'm the most magnificent soldier of all time or whatever, but in my brain, like, there's a discipline in the military that you have to follow and you have to abide by. If you're not abiding by it, like, someone needs to basically, straighten you out. And basically my drill sergeant's telling me, like, hey, it's not your business. Don't worry about it. do what you need to do and get the fuck out of here. I got probably like the best team of drill sergeants that I could possibly have as far as like inside, basic training right now. I got 4 drill sergeants and 1 senior drill sergeant, and they all range from different types of years in the military and different. I think they're all tankers, but at the same time, it's like I think I have more time in service than all my drill sergeants. So it's one of those things where they just like, hey man, you've been in 12 years, like you should know right off rip, like you shouldn't really care what they doing. Just do your 7 years and get the fuck out. Like, what are you worrying about them for? But in my brain, it's telling me like, if they're undisciplined, how am I going to go to war with these cats? Like, how am I going to, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's one of those things where I want to prepare these guys. Like my heart's telling me prepare these guys for their unit, prepare these guys for, possible deployments, prepare them for, the real life Army shit outside of training, get them right as soon as possible. But everyone's telling me to stop. Don't do that. So essentially I stopped. Really not really focused on them. I'm really focused on me now, making sure my health is right, making sure I keep remembering what I'm doing this for, because as private service, I'll tell you straight up, these soldiers are going to piss you the fuck off. I'm being as real as possible. If you're going through BCT, if you're day 0, if you have to unfortunately go through day 0 like me, they're going to piss you off. There's going to be moments of the day where you're just sitting there and you're looking at their bay and you're like, damn, this motherfucker still can't make a bed. Damn, this motherfucker can't pack a rucksack. Damn, this motherfucker can't boost it, put his boots, his pants inside his boots. Like, he can't do none of that shit. He can't tie his boots right. Week 8 out of 10, I'm on right now. Week 8 out of 10, I still got soldiers who don't know how to make their beds. I still got soldiers who don't know how to fucking actually properly utilize their uniform right. I got soldiers who still, to this day, don't know how to really... they don't have a soldier mechanism in their head, basically. It's still not there. They're undisciplined. There's certain soldiers that's undisciplined, and there's a lot of people that are disciplined that like, hey, listen to prior service. Like, these motherfuckers know what the fuck they're talking about. Just, open your ears and listen. But you got these guys that basically saying, fuck prior service. This is my time. They had their time. I don't really care about what this guy's got to say. So with those, in my opinion, with those guys, leave them the fuck alone. Don't deal with them. Just let them be. If they want to be knuckleheads, let them be knuckleheads. Let them do whatever they're going to do. The Army's going to weed them out. I mean, it is what it is. Unfortunately, we need as many people as possible. But at the same time, we don't need no criminals. We don't need motherfuckers that's essentially there just to basically say, I'm here just to collect a paycheck and I'll fuck you. I'm not going to do anything you say. The Army, I guess, will weed them out eventually. But as far as you in basic training, worry about yourself. Worry about the soldiers that actually that give a damn, because there are soldiers that sit there on a daily basis. They call me senior inside my platoon. They call me senior specialist or whatever, and they listen to everything I gotta say. They ask for my advice. They ask for what experience that I have in the Army. These guys know, like, they know what time it is, and I respect the hell out of those soldiers that actually do that. For the soldiers who don't give a damn, who straight up just say fuck prior service or this, that, and the other, and they disrespect all the people that actually put in the time, the effort, and the blood, sweat, and tears, the shit that we did, no matter if you did 1 year or 2 years or whatever, or 30 years, it doesn't matter. If you say fuck prior service in my eyes, fuck you, dude. Fuck you. Because we actually done this. You haven't actually, you haven't earned the title of soldier yet, but you're telling the soldier, basically, fuck you. That's a spit in our face. That's disrespectful. And in my unit, motherfuckers already know right off rip, like, we go in a combative mat at any time, place, or date. I don't care. Like, we'll go in a combative state, like mats or whatever. And we go handle this as men. But going forward, whatever. Everything is simplified. Like I said, it's all mental. Keep the mentality. The remember what you're rejoining the military for. Don't forget that, because that's literally going to be your drive and your pivotal point that you got to remember. Like, hey, I'm joining this for my daughter. I'm doing this for my wife. I'm doing this for my family. I'm doing this to retire. I'm doing this because the economy outside is bad, this, that, and the other. It doesn't matter what the fuck you're joining for. Just remember what you're joining for. That's essentially my best advice. Everything else falls into place. It's really, really easy. Especially for a 33-year-old. Like I said, the ruck marching is probably like the hardest part of basic training for me, because it's taking a toll on my knees. I have no cartilage in there and whatever. But everything else is like, it is what it is. We've been through this. Like, it's easy. I'm be honest with you. It's easy if you keep the mentality and saying, I could do this. I've done this before. It's easy. Just be in the right place, right uniform, right time. Don't do too much. Do what's necessary. Don't do too much or whatever, because at the end of the day, you're not there to shine. If you want to shine, shine. Be a shiner. Be one of those guys that basically be a PT stud. Be recognized by the senior drill sergeants and this, that, and the other. But I'm telling you right off rip, for prior service, if you're just one of those guys that's like either high speed or know their shit, the drill sergeant's going to recognize you without actually have to recognize you. Like for me particularly, because I sleep upstairs, I sleep out of general population. I don't sleep with general population. Me and the sergeant from the Air Force, we both sleep in a 60-man bay by ourselves or whatever. And then the other two private services that's in my company, they're privates. They sleep downstairs with general population. They just know right off rip. Like they did one room inspection on me and the sergeant, and my senior drills, every drill sergeant was in the company was there. They called me upstairs, ran upstairs, opened my locker, this, that, and the other. They looked at my bed fold. They just was like, wow, damn, this is the standard. And one of my drill sergeants, he always busted my chops. He basically said, I didn't expect this from this specialist. And then the company senior drill sergeant was like, I did. I expect this. I expect a lot out of this guy. I expect this. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. And then, they do their regular, oh, fucking with me type thing. One of my drill sergeants will basically move my assault pack left and right, trying to get me fucked up. Like, I see him on the corner of my eyes, just move my shit left and right, trying to say, oh, this is off center. This is off center. But they knew, like, that's just all fuck around. And they like, oh, where's the vapes? Where's this, that, and the other? Because, prior service, we got some vapes or we got our phones or whatever. We don't have any of that inside my company. It's just straight up like you're getting treated like there's no special treatment at all. You're getting treated like a brand new soldier. They don't care your rank, your status, or anything like that. You're getting day zero treatment. If you're day zero, you're getting day zero treatment in my brigade, my battalion in particular. They don't care about anything like that unless you're reclassing, you're going to AIT. So when I graduate, all my privileges get reinstated. So like my phone, I'll have every day. I have weekend passes, daily passes, all that crazy stuff. I just got to be at POIs. That's it. But in basic training, everything is treated like a brand new soldier. So expect that you're going to be treated just like a brand new soldier. There's no special treatment. There's no, you wake up when the soldiers wake up. Only thing different is if you're a specialist, or it really doesn't really matter, because if there's no sergeants attached inside your unit, because, NCOs need their own room and stuff like that. In my specific, my case, because I had that sergeant, they automatically put me inside the room with him because he needed a battle buddy. The two privates, like I said, they're in general population. If we didn't have the sergeant there, I would have been in general population. So I thank God every day for that sergeant, for reclass and stuff. And he's a really, really, really good dude. Shout out to Sergeant Butts. But it's all mental. It's all mental. Remember what you're doing this shit for. You're gonna get pushed. You're gonna get pushed to the limit, but you're not going to get pushed to the limit like you used to back in the day. Essentially, the Army just need people, in my opinion. Respect. Shout out to all my drill sergeants, and shout out to all the prior service members that'll eventually watch this video. All the guys that's coming in, that's prior service, that's coming back in and stuff like that. Shout outs to all the the privates that are actually paying attention and doing the right things, having integrity and being disciplined and having a respect for, guys like me and the drill sergeants and everybody, because at the end of the day, we're all there just to, do a job and, essentially go on to our next duty stations and stuff like that. But if you want those guys that essentially come into the military, you just want to fuck around and not have discipline, and you want to just be an asshole to everybody just because you want to be an asshole, my opinion is basically get out. We don't need you. I'm just gonna be as straightforward as possible. Just get out. We don't need you. Do your little terms and get out. Do whatever you came into the military for. Get the fuck out. Because I tell you, these new soldiers are different. They're fucking different. They are not the same type of soldiers when we carry. I guess because they tell me too as well that like at one point in time in my military career, I was probably like that too as well. But I'll tell you straight up, I don't remember being undisciplined. I remember week two, when we in formation, there was no moving. There was no talking. There was no there's probably ones or twos that was doing that shit. But everybody else was straight forward, head to the fucking, head straight forward, all that crazy shit. We was standing still like a fucking statue. That's what we had to do. Nowadays, it's like they do whatever they want. They want to look around. They want to blame ADHD. They want to blame this. They want to blame that. It's always an excuse for them. And I'm just like, what the fuck are you doing, bro? Like, stop moving. So we, in my platoon in particular, we get fucked up a lot. We have a tally system. Last time I checked our tally system, at one point we were at 19, and that's 19 tallies times 20. So you do the math. 20 reps times 19 or whatever. 19 different repetitions of different exercises. That's a lot. I think we got up so far to like 480 or some shit like that of different reps of whatever. Now the 20 is over. We're at the 30 because we're in blue phase. So now, like, when someone fucks up, that's going to be 30 times whatever number tallies we have on the system or whatever, or on the board or whatever. As prior service, depending on your unit, you still do CQ. You still do fire guard. Even though you don't live in a bay with them, I still do fire guard every night. I do CQ. I haven't done CQ in a minute because I'm always on a fire guard shift for some reason. When I first got there, the what do you call it? The PG, the platoon guide, he essentially said, Garvin doesn't even sleep downstairs with us. He's not even in our bay. Why the fuck do we have him on fire guard? So they took me off for like 2 or 3 weeks. And then someone fucked it up. And then our drill sergeant came in and basically said, I don't care about anyone's status or anything like that. If they sleep here or not, everybody's going to do fire guard. So I have fire guard every single night for an hour or whatever. And these motherfuckers complain about that. They complain about an hour. And I'm like, wait till you get to the big army and you have to do 24-hour CQ or, whatever. Wait till you have to do 24-hour duties or whatever. And they're like, 24-hour duties? What the fuck? I can't even do 1 hour. Yeah. See you in the big army. What else? PT test is brand new. If you haven't done the ACFT yet, I would suggest you to research that, because it's not the APFT where, the push-up, sit-ups, and 2-mile run. It's not that no more. It's like six events. And my particular event, in my whole thing, I didn't find it relatively easy, but I felt like, all right, this could be done. So I passed my diagnostics, and I also passed my first PT test. Like I said, my white phase PT test I didn't take because I was on profile for a week or whatever, because I had to rest my knees. But my next one, when I come back off of Christmas Exodus, is I think a week after we come off of Exodus, and that's going to be our final one in basic training, which, like I said, I should be able to pass it, whatever. It's not that bad. Shooting ranges and all that crazy stuff, we already went through it. It's the same normalized stuff, except for you're not shooting with your full battle rattle or your full kit anymore. You're basically shooting just plain clothes or plain OCPs, and I didn't even shoot. I'm gonna be honest with you, I didn't even shoot with my ACH on. I shot like I took my cap off. I took off my cap, and I just shot regular. Like, that's just how easy it is. Grenade range, we went do 2 grenades or whatever. That shit was easy. Boring as hell, easy. I'm on duty squad too as well in basic training. My drill sergeant will not let me or the other prior service members get off of duty squad. We're on duty squad every single time it pops up. So duty squad ranges and all that crazy shit, we get up extra early. We go to sleep extra late because we're attached to the duty squad team or whatever. But that's probably like the best bet as prior service. I would suggest anyone that's prior service going back to volunteer for a duty squad as soon as you can, because you get away from the platoon for a little bit. You rest away from them because you need that circulation of fresh, like, getting away from them. You need that mind time, that me time, that mind time. Like, you need that time, whatever. That's what I call mines. I call that my me time. Even though I'm doing more work than they are, but at the same time, I'm away from them. And I'm with my duty squad in particular. My duty squad is really, really good. I like the guys on my team. Very respectful. They listen to me. We joke around. It's just the brotherhood that we have on our duty squad. That's just like, it's different. So I respect the hell out of my duty squad. Shout out to the duty squad, second platoon, jokers. Y'all the best. What else? When you get to basic training too as well, pay wise and stuff like that, don't expect to get paid right off rip. It takes a while. It took me a month and a half before they start actually implementing my BAH, my 12-year special pay, and all that good stuff that comes in there. Separation pay is not a thing in basic training anymore. They don't pay us separation pay, so don't expect that. Be real with you, you're not getting it. Other than that, the field exercises are easy. It's one of those things where you're sleeping in the field, and the first one was 2 days, 1 night, and then the second one was it was 3 days, 3 days, 2 nights, which was relatively just like me not sleeping the whole time because, you know, I don't fuck with insects and stuff like that. And then I kept thinking that the drill sergeants were coming over there fucking with us, and they didn't attack us at all. Just because my platoon, for some reason, we're on it. Like, when they came attacked us inside the hammer, they couldn't get through us for shit. Like, they were like, second platoon is on it. Just because of, you know, this, how we were, our formations was, how alert everybody was. It was just imprinted. Like, every other platoon got fucking raided and all that shit. We didn't. Same thing goes for, you know, the anvil as well. So we were up. Everybody was up. We were concentrating hard. I started hallucinating, thinking that things was running past us and this, that, and the other, and they weren't even attacking us. Like, they didn't attack us the whole time. And fucked up me mentally a little bit because I was just like, damn, I thought I seen drill sergeants like maybe 5 or 6 times, and they didn't come down. They were like, too cold outside to come mess with you guys. So that I got some, like I said, I would pick the brain of all the drill sergeants as much as possible. Ask them questions when you can about, you know, duty stations. If you're becoming an armor, if you're becoming a tanker, it doesn't matter what MOS you're going to, but if you are particularly becoming a tanker, I would ask questions with the tanker drill sergeants on, you know, duty stations, where to go, where not to go. They're very knowledgeable about that. Most of the drill sergeants, actually, majority of the drill sergeants treat you like prior service, but they also treat you like a trainee too as well. So don't get mad at them when they call you trainee, because that's all you're going to get called. And some drill sergeants are going to call you specialists, or they're going to call you prior service, and some drill sergeants are just going to call you trainees. Those are the by-the-book drill sergeants that coming out of the academy, that's just the way they know. Don't get mad at it. Just take it for a grain of salt and just, you know, eat it. And just, you know, take it, bite the bullet, essentially. It is what it is. But these guys are basically going to treat you majority of the time like prior service. They're going to tell you, you know, they're going, you know, like one of my favorite drill sergeants basically came in one day because I was like, kind of was telling him like, hey, this prior service shit is being disrespectful. It's getting out of hand. Like, I'm getting kind of mad at this shit. Like, they keep saying, fuck this prior service, fuck prior service, this, that, and the other, because they don't like order and discipline. And my drill sergeant basically came in one day when I wasn't there. I was upstairs in my bay. He came to their bay, and he essentially told them, like, hey, listen, this guy got 12 years of experience. He came in before I came in. Me and him would have been battle buddies. He actually stayed in, but he didn't. So I would listen to this guy. This guy's know what the fuck he's talking about. This guy, you know, been through it all. He's probably seen it all. Like, if you're not taking his experience or you're not taking his words for a grain of salt, then I don't know what the fuck you're doing here. And I respect the shit out of you. Shout out to Drill Sergeant Yankee. I'm not going to say your full name. I'm not going to put any drill sergeants on blast, but shout out to Drill Sergeant Yankee. I appreciate you, brother. Or Drill Sergeant, sorry. That's my problem over there. I always, you know, I go mental because at 12 years in, I instantly go like, you know, Sergeant, and I have problems. When you go there, one of my very first problems was Roger. Roger's dead. I'm going to tell you straight up, when you ask you a question, it's yes drill sergeant, no drill sergeant. Don't say Roger. Roger's dead. I got smoked so many times because I couldn't get out of Roger out of my head. Like, the first 2 weeks, I was just like, Roger, drill sergeant. And they're like, what the fuck did I tell you? Roger's dead. Drop. And I got to start doing push-ups. Also, the whole sorry drill sergeant, this, that, and the other, they still take that for a grain of salt. Can't say sorry drill sergeant to these guys because they like, you think I'm sorry? And you're like, huh? No, I'm saying sorry because I'm sorry, drill sergeant. They're like, no. So now you're basically calling me a sorry drill sergeant. I'm like, bro, what the hell's going on? They smoke you for that. Some of my drill sergeants fuck around with me because when I first got there, I told them like, hey, listen, I want the full experience. I don't want this bullshit ass training that you guys are giving me. Like, you see me doing something fucked up, smoke me. Like, and they're like, smoking isn't a thing. It's corrective training. I'm like, well, give me corrective training. And that's what they've been doing ever since. So, like, I got one of the Special Forces drill sergeants. Every time he sees me, he just smokes me just because he's just like, hey, you asked for it, you still want it? And I'm just like, yes, drill sergeant, I do. Just to keep my mind straight, you know what I'm saying? Like, I sometimes I forget where I am because I see all these privates just running around doing dumb shit, and I'm just like, damn, this shit's like summer camp. So I forget where the fuck I am. And I'll be talking to like a sergeant on the range or a drill sergeant on the range, and they're talking to me normal, and I'll go, yeah, Roger's drill sergeant, or I go, yeah, Roger staff sergeant, or Roger sergeant, and they're like, no drill sergeant? And I'm like, huh? And then, oh shit, yes, drill sergeant. And then I get smoked for it because I forget where I am. So don't forget where you are. But long story short, cut this video in half because it's about to go in 30 minutes. I would suggest anyone that's want to come back prior service, come back. Well, the Army needs you. They need as many prior service members as possible. It ain't that goddamn bad. If I could do it, you could do it. Find a way, find a situation, get back here. Just keep your head down. Do what's told. Be in the right uniform, right place, right time. And I'm telling you, this shit's smooth. I'm 3 weeks, like I said, I'm 3 weeks away from graduating. The last week doesn't even count because that's CIF. The other two are, the M17 ranges, the live battle buddy team movement drill, whatever. Then I got the forge. And then it's the ceremony, or is it turning green ceremony? That's all I got left. I'm looking forward to it, to graduate, getting the fuck out of basic training, and finally have my freedom so I can talk to my wife and my kid every single day again. That's the only struggles, literally, is just not having your phone and not being able to do the normal things that you would did when you was active duty or National Guard or whatever your thing was before. That's the only struggles I have, and the mentality of the new soldier is kind of like I said, it fucks with me. But other than that, everything else is smooth. Like I said, my personal opinion, if you were in, you got only a couple years to retire as fully retire and this, that, and the other. I will come back in, do what I got to do to get the fuck out, or retire, or whatever. Because I'm throwing in my warrant officer packet as soon as I can, and I'm gonna go warrant, and I'm gonna just do my finish off my years as a warrant officer, or officer, regardless. It doesn't even matter. Like, I'm officer, warrant officer, whatever. I'm gonna go do this shit, and I'm gonna retire. But when I get to AIT, I will do another video explaining how my experience is as an AIT trainee or whatever. But this is my experience as a prior service soldier coming back into basic training, day 0. If you guys have any questions, write it in the comments below. Like, comment, subscribe. I appreciate you guys. Thank you for your service. If you're going back into the military, if this video is helpful, share it. Share it, because at the end of the day, every soldier needs to hear, or every soldier that's trying to come back, every prior service soldier that's trying to come back in needs to hear, the ins and outs, all the bullshit that you're going to deal with, what to expect, get your mind right, and whatever. I'm here. Later.